David, Matthew, Angela, Unit Manager of Corporate Services, Manager of Municipal Services, CAO, Executive Assistant 1 and 2.
Number 1, number 2.
I mean, I don't know quite how to put that yet. So we're all here. I'd like to see pause to seek guidance, please. And the next is the approval of the agenda. Is there any additions or deletions anyone wants to do?
I motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The minutes of March 14th, 2023, is there any errors or omissions that anyone saw?
I move approval of the minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay. Hearing nothing, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. There are no presentations or delegations this evening. So our unfinished business from March 14th, has anyone got anything they want to bring forward? Nothing? Oh, okay. The next is our CAO report. First of all, on April the 18th, there is no meeting. On April the 25th, there's council. On May the 2nd, there's bylaw and policy. On May the 9th, committee of the whole. May 16th, no meeting. May 23rd, no meeting. And I know the reason we canceled the meeting on May 30th is because it was my birthday.
Oh,
Right?
of course.
That was the correct reason, right?
Of course.
Thank you. Next. I thought it sounded good anyway. The next thing, is there any questions or concerns anyone has about the CAO updates? Remember, he highlights everything in yellow, which is very easy to read.
Maybe if I could, I did just want to bring attention to the RCMP discussion on the back pay. So I highlighted that. I have a Zoom session this week, so we'll learn more. There's little to no information being shared yet on that, but that is happening. And then I think some of you have seen, but just making sure everyone is aware, so the Minister of Environment announced that they're putting the regulations on hold for the Coastal Protection Act. There is no timeline or what additional consultation will look like. We are attempting to find that out as we are getting a number of inquiries, as you can imagine, on is that on hold for a month, 3 months, a year. So we are certainly trying to get clarification on that.
Jeff, what if somebody comes to the office and wants to build, let's say, like 100 feet from the shoreline or whatever? Like, you don't have any new guidelines. Do you just go by the old guidelines?
That is the case, yes. So what we are anticipating, whether the government expected this or not, is a ongoing. So we started seeing a push in this probably last year, a push for applications with people with coastal properties. I would suggest we will continue to see that push for people looking to develop in the most unregulated scenario they can. Mm-hmm. So it's an unfortunate repercussion of bringing in this rule when you've delayed it like this. You're really undoing that work for a lot of the properties involved.
So people have already spent a bunch of money preparing for this? Is that what you're...
Looking to get ahead of it. Yeah. So people were looking to
do their work
now they thought they might develop in 10 years or 15 years when they realized the rules were going to be much stricter and possibly cost them more as owners to develop the site like they wanted. They moved those plans ahead in the unregulated environment to move some development.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So we had any other questions in the report, but those are two big ones that neither were expected when they happened.
It's surprising the feds did that with the RCMP without letting us know, because it's like they know the municipal units of the country are generally not in the greatest financial shape, and they have the
Okay.
shallowest pockets. It's wild.
But
So-
the FCM knew and has been lobbying, and then the province has found it the same way as we did,
Yeah, I
which
know.
was rather.
Yeah, there is a fair bit of shock in that one as well because of how that had happened. And one of the major discussion points that you'll continue to hear on that one, municipalities weren't at the table when that agreement was reached.
Yes,
So that's why
it's-
the fundamental principle was, why should we be held to pay back any part of a deal that we weren't invited to the table to discuss or agree to, which is a pretty solid principle.
Yeah.
And why everyone thought the federal government would at least certainly provide the bulk of assistance, if not the whole thing. And I think from what we understand from the budget, they just extended the period in which we'll be allowed to pay back this. It won't be all in 1 year. I think it's a 3-year window potentially that they have given.
Wow.
But we haven't even seen that nailed down and what that looks like. We're still waiting for
And
those
we're going to be liable for, not for the 14 positions, but for the amount of people that actually work there. Like, they're not going to be charging us extra per person via the contract, are they?
No.
It will be per the contract.
Wow. So we're going to be paying back pay for positions that were never filled.
Yeah, but they still have a person attached, so it's not just, I guess, to understand, I was there in, we'll say, 2020, and I'm gone, I still get my back pay.
Yeah, but if you weren't there.
That's too bad, I was scheduled to be there. At one
Gotta
point,
be
they
somewhere.
were-
Everybody's
at
gotta
one
be
point
somewhere.
They were down to 9,
Yeah, and we're paying for 14.
oh, I'm sorry.
150 grand a year, was it? Something like that.
Pay their salary, we might as well pay the back pay.
Well, the back pay, I mean, when you look
Sell
at
the
what
rink.
Moncton and them are gonna be paying, I wouldn't even wanna think, but Halifax pays well.
That's it. So there are don't get me wrong, it will have a very serious financial impact on us. There are units leading the lobbying or the ongoing discussions that are affected
Way worse.
much worse,
Yeah.
even percentage-wise or comparison-wise than we would be. So there is a lot of discussion around this whole topic across the country and definitely a lot within the province as well.
Well, these storm clouds on the horizon are still on the horizon for now. Anyway. Well,
That's it.
you can't do anything till they tell us.
Once we know more.
Hold them back.
Okay, so now our next is departmental reports. Does anyone have any questions on any of the reports?
Is Terry still working full-time?
No.
He's got a lot on, he's messed up with last
Yeah.
month, but.
Now, to be fair, last week was the first
Yeah.
week of his
Okay.
2-day, of his adjusted work
He's half the
schedule.
line, that's a lot of work.
But yes, he was full-time for most of that week.
Okay.
So he's definitely in the adjustment period.
I don't know if anyone could answer, but the SME, he said about the existing turbine and its future, we didn't have any ownership in that.
No, we had no ownership and no funding in it. We were aware of the ongoing, I'm gonna say, lobbying efforts, but those again are at higher levels than us. That I think the Premier is writing letters to the federal Minister of DFO and potentially Prime Minister on the feelings around that file and the challenges.
Good to see the Premier helping on that.
Yeah, I think they've got a fair bit of support from the Premier and the Department of Energy
Well,
on
makes
that.
sense.
It's been going on for years, right?
Does
So
it?
it
Yeah,
really
yeah.
bubbled to the surface.
It's one of these nonsensical things that you just, what's going on?
And I think that's why everyone had a fair bit of faith through the file that the regulatory environment would change or evolve, and just when it held, it was a surprise to all involved. So this is ongoing regulations at the foresight are relating to tidal development and fisheries and what's required for monitoring programs, and just it does not seem to be evolving with the tidal industry like people thought it would.
Or the science even. It's not reacting to
Creating
the
a major,
science.
no one can forecast it. The test turbines are still basically able to happen, but forecasting it out into a business model or anything like that without knowing what the regulatory requirements are going to be, or that's a potential to go to 2, 4, 8, however many.
Half the day they
So
don't
just, they can't build any business cases out, is what's happening.
Any other questions? I'm assuming the dispatch was just getting their Christmas dinner in, right?
This is a time of year, grass fire season, where they've done that for a couple of years, so that's why they do it in February.
Oh, I think it's great. I've been to places that we've done it in March, so it's whatever works.
Yes.
And are the 3 people that were listed, those are the new spares, or is there 6 spares?
Yeah, those are the new ones.
So there's not 6, there's 3.
There's 3 new ones.
Yeah.
But I think there's 6 total.
So there's 6 new ones in total.
Nope.
No.
3 new ones
Three
in
new.
total.
Yeah.
And then 6 total spares.
Oh, okay, sorry. I just wasn't sure when I had looked at that. So, I thought, isn't that nice? Now, is there any others? If not, we will go on.
We could get a motion to accept the reports.
Oh, that would help.
A motion to accept the
Departmental.
department reports.
Second.
Who said it? David? Okay.
Second, yeah.
No, I just didn't know who said it. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Now, the next, if I can, is the Communities in Bloom. We got an invitation to participate, and I personally, I know Communities in Bloom is great, but the only thing I could think of was Maud Lewis. But I couldn't really think around the whole municipality, but.
I think if I could, that's been the challenge when we've looked at Communities in Bloom. I think most of the participants are towns.
Yeah.
When we've looked at it in the past, it's been a couple of years since we've looked at it in depth. When we've looked at it in the past, that's been hard, trying to identify where, and then it's picking one area and not others. It's really an initiative generated for towns that's been the main focus on it.
So, how does others feel?
I'm gonna do it.
So that
Feel like, yeah.
Weymouth used to, didn't Weymouth do it
They
once?
did some community stuff, but not community.
Yeah,
Okay,
that works.
do we need another motion?
No, that's
Okay.
fine.
Great. The next is the road naming submission.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out, did it?
Yeah.
Nobody wants the road changed, but it looks very close to nobody. It's a shame that guy put with all that trouble.
But it's a lot of legwork for some people at the office here to run these, and do all the interviews and
Oh, yeah.
text with people and mail stuff out and get it back. It's a lot of work to,
Well, there is, but at least we know.
oh, yeah.
And I
But,
guess
it
that's
takes
what-
somebody to do that, and the staff did it, so. But it's obviously they don't want to change.
Pardon me?
I said the people got their say, and that's what they wanted, and that's what you need
Yeah.
to find out, so, yeah. You need a motion to recommend
On this one, I'd want a motion to not accept the road name change submission.
So can we have a motion, please?
motion, recommend to council, we do not accept the road change submission, and this will stop the process and application as is.
Well, second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. And I'm going to say, I think as a council, that's what we
Clear.
should be doing, is listening to the people.
Yep.
Which we certainly have.
Oh, it's clear.
Yeah.
It's rare that we get something back there, actually.
Well,
Like, usually
It's
it's.
easy when it's that, like, if it's close, 7 and 6 or whatever, 7-4, it's different, right?
It would even.
But if it's
I think.
one-sided, it's all.
I feel like it had to be one side and the other way too for it to change. Even a parity wouldn't have been good enough.
Okay. And the next, we get correspondence from Bear River Area Community Health Clinic, who has sent us a thank you.
That was fast.
And they should send us a thank you. You're welcome. Good job.
Now, we're going to be going into camera, but before, on anything that we've discussed here today, is there any questions or concerns?
I have a question from something you started, well, the council started back in September 2022, it involved the anti-spraying of glyphosate,
Yeah,
and this council recommended the municipality send a letter to the minister, Tim Hallman, and to the MLA, Jill Balzer,
yes.
which was done. I asked in November if you had received a reply, and the council hadn't. So my
Since
question.
then, a letter has come in, and it said that the province takes great care and goes through their rules when they are dealing with this type of thing. And in other words, it was, thank you very much.
And then we're not listening to you.
No, well, they didn't say that. They just said, thank you very much for your concern.
So, may I come in tomorrow and pick up a copy of that letter?
Certainly,
Thank
certainly. No problem.
If I could,
Yes, sir?
we can email that to you if that would work.
I'll come see you.
Okay, perfect.
I can do something too.
Yep, all good.
We're just trying to save you.
Thank you, Madam Lawyer.
And I will be getting back to you for that
Okay.
email.
Yep, no, that wasn't pressing. This was a follow-up, and
It's good to know.
yeah. Followed up, yeah, okay.
Anything else?
So, that's it.
Okay, so because we've got to go into in camera for contractual, I have to say thank you very much.
Yep.
I'm not throwing you out.
Kind of giving it a vote, kind of.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
you.
See you later. Motion to go in camera.
I'll second that.
Is there a
You
second?
smell beer.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.